3, 2, 1.
And welcome back to the Thursdays Are the Best Days podcast, episode 326. This is the easiest math ever. So you take 3 and 2 and is 5. And
Yep.
5 comes right before 6. And if 5 minus 6 is 1. So you take that 1, and you have 1, 2, 3. And 1
Exactly.
plus 2 plus 3 equals 6.
Or 1 times 2 times 3.
Oh, shit. Or I could have gone lame about it, and 3 times 2 is 6, or 3 2s are 3 2s is 6, or 2 3s is 6. But what type of math is that? Have you played Nerdle yet?
Nerdle?
Have you played Nerdle yet?
Fuck is Nerdle?
Aw, man. You must have not watched any of the newer.
No. Find the hidden calculation in 6 tiles? You could... What the hell?
You ever watch
Nah, I
Northern
haven't.
You ever watch Northern Lion play like Wordle, where he keeps putting like an A in the same spot over and over again? He's like, chat, this is impossible. But like, so every once in a while, Northern Lion does like a versus
Yeah, sometimes. Mm-hmm.
dulls. And like the guy that he plays them with is good at the words, and he'll finish them way before NL gets close to being good with the words.
Yeah.
But he's like, "Why are you guessing that? The A's in the same spot. You've learned nothing from that." And he's just like, "No, it's like, don't
It,
don't."
it's usually Apollo, right? The dumb dog?
It's dumb dong. I don't. Is that Apollo?
The dumb dog. Yes, Apollo. The same thing.
I was
Yeah.
I I always hear Apollo, but I never understood why his name was Dumb Dog. But I always thought his name should be just Apollo. I don't know.
So, like, he was always dumb dog, but then I think he decided he wanted to change his name a bit and tried to go and get Apollo going. I'm pretty sure.
I this is all.
There's like he used to be Last Gray Wolf, and then he switched to like Dumb Dog, but then didn't like that, so wanted to be Apollo because I think that's his actual name. So I don't know.
You know, whatever. You would
It's one
think
of those like
branding.
naming problems of brand. Yep, exactly.
Uh, I'm playing the first. Oh, I got almost nothing on my first one, but that's it. I was just trying to see if I could like get it. How's it going, Bruno?
Going all right. Not too bad.
And we had a Thursday. Wasn't quite the best day because it wasn't Thursdays are the best days, but all of Thursdays are a best day. So, um, we got. I have a couple things to talk about. Looks like you had a couple things to talk about. I think my
Yeah.
thing's gonna. I don't know if my thing's gonna be one of those things that we talk about for a while, or if it's like we say it and done. So like I'm curious of what to go into order. You have a new driveway. It was paved. It's all nice. It's all things, but it's apparently cursed.
Yeah. So okay. Ever since I got my driveway, it seems like everybody and their brother wants to come down it just to turn around. All right.
Okay.
And I was like, what the hell is going on? Because it never used to be this bad. But I guess it was like, oh, that looks like a nice roadway that I need to go down. And then I started investigating a little bit, and it seems like they're all missing the turn for the driveway next to me, which is a named roadway. Okay?
Okay.
It's a named roadway driveway, basically.
So you need a sign.
Well, I did even more investigating, all right?
Okay.
And it turns out that my driveway is labeled as the roadway in Google Maps.
Okay.
So, for the fourth time, I recently went into Google Maps and told them, hey, this is not that. And I got an email yesterday that was like, hey, your edit was approved. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. Go in, look at it. I don't know what they did. I think I'm okay with it though. So my driveway is still labeled as the roadway,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also shaded a different color, as in, this is not for you. And when I do Google Maps, like directions to the address of the house next to me, it doesn't come down my driveway. So I think I got it fixed.
Okay.
So we'll see. I think it's been a lot of Amazon drivers, and I don't know what kind of maps they use.
Uh,
So we'll see
I
about
would
that.
assume they use Google. The fuck, they're pulling Apple Maps out for this shit.
Reddit says it's based on Here Maps, but there's also a button to use Google Maps.
Here Maps. What the fuck's Here Map? Everyone just uses. Why would you do your own map service? I mean, I get it. Like, oh, we're not gonna be reliant on Google,
I
but like,
I I know what you're saying, but with the amount of driving that Amazon does, I could see it becoming a viable solution.
I guess, but like, that's just a lot of data gathering.
Yeah, it is.
And I've seen Amazon drivers not be smart about how they drive. So
I've had one get stuck in my driveway.
yeah, like we're relying on them building the data set. I mean, it's there. Maybe there should be oh God. Okay. So no, maybe there should just be like a national maps database.
I mean, like, what do you want?
Like a
I
government
think
owned
I
like
think there
map.
basically is. It's the like parcel search though. So it's like shitty for roadways. You ever look up your land parcel?
Yeah, but I want roadways.
I mean, they're on it too.
Yeah, but you just said they were shitty.
There's no navigation.
Yeah,
You get
but
property lines though.
I want documented roads, alleys, streets, public land. Like there has to be something. Because whenever if there's a
I'm
construction
curious how good
project,
Onyx is. You know the app on X?
I've never used it.
I've never really used it either, but I've seen ads for it everywhere.
Okay, so let me put this out there. When they do a road project and they have to do a detour, there's like a bunch of rules of what like how you route a detour.
Yeah. They're not
Like you can't
always the most efficient.
no, like as
But I
someone
think
who
it
lives
has
in
to
a
do with
I think they
like
have to be like roads. Like I think you have to do like public state road like
I don't know
or
about
a
that so much, but
or
just I think they might have some restrictions like if there are weight restrictions or height restrictions, they have to go a certain way kind of thing.
I thought it was I think it's also something to do with like certain types of roads that have to be avoided. Like I think they have to be like very much like you can't cut through like development type thing. Like it has to be
Yeah.
like
I don't I'm not sure.
uh,
I'm looking to see if I could figure out and all I get is like the colored detour signs, which also I have no idea what the fuck they mean.
you know what this is for? This is a chat GPT.
Mm.
How do they make detour route? Let's see. Oh, I'm not using. Oh man, I'm not even using the new model. That didn't give it. Are there rules they need to follow?
Oh god, I might have found it, but it's in legalese, I think. Yeah, I my brain can't read this right now.
No, I think there's a lot of like weird stuff about it. Long short of it is, it's not like you said. It's not the most opportune. It's not like the best route. It's just like the most legal route they can do.
Yeah.
Um. Well, hopefully, have you checked Apple Maps?
I don't know how to get to Apple Maps.
Oh, I assume you might have had like an extra iPad laying around or something like that.
I've never owned an iPad.
No one in your family owned an extra iPad? Not like
Maybe my grandparents on my mom's side.
I'm surprised. I'm
Never got
surprised.
my
Like
hands
again,
on one though.
gotcha. I'm surprised. Like even like your dad. I'm surprised none of them had an iPad or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because they are just arguably. I can't tell you out there any other tablet's worth it. Like iPads are just the best tablet out there, like hands down.
I'm tempted to get an Android tablet. Give it a shot again. I've been thinking about it more and more.
I
Like
there's
I'm talking about a Samsung tablet, not like a piece of shit, but not
it's just
the great ones either.
but like I know what you mean, and I know like I know it, but it's just like after playing with them, all like multiple of like the different like Windows tablets, Android tablets,
Oh,
iPad.
and
It's just like for the money,
sure.
I can get you a $200 iPad. It's just leaps and bounds ahead of the everything else.
And I understand that, and I probably agree with you, but the ecosystem fault is my problem.
Oh, I know.
That like I have at this point probably hundreds of dollars in Google Play money spent,
I
and I
know.
understand my apps and what they do and what I want them to do.
I know.
So,
But it's just a bad tablet.
yeah. But like yeah, I don't know.
350, not 250.
Well, like I was looking at one the other day and it was like $215 for the slightly upgraded one to have more RAM and more space. And it's like that sounds like a pretty good price to be a monitor basically. To be able to just play a
Yeah,
video on or something.
but it's not gonna play video good.
And it might not. And if that happens and I have one and I will admit to it. But I don't know.
Well, you know,
I
let
could
me
probably
know.
steal my dad's phone and look at Apple Maps, but his phone's so
Oh yeah,
fucking
what the fuck are
old
you talking
too.
about? Yeah, you have an iPhone.
It's so
I'm,
fucking old I can't trust it though.
yeah, but the maps are still up to date.
How far back you think maps stay up to date?
iOS is the on.
It's definitely not the newest.
The newest just came out. That's 18.
Uh,
If the newest
okay,
iOS is 18 point this, how many years
he might be
earlier?
4 iOS is back.
I mean, I'm sure the app stays up to date itself. I don't think the map is like OS
Yeah, I don't
dependent.
know. He's got like an iPhone 4? 4? No, not 4. It's like 5 or 6. Hold on,
Not
I'll figure it out.
5 or 6.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ!
I know.
I
I
like
know.
those aren't even supported anymore. I'd be surprised if
They
you got the
haven't been
14.
supported. It's been years.
You never said, "Oh, hey, let's get you like an iPhone 10."
He doesn't give a shit.
I'm surprised like
He
it
still has a
holds a.
home button.
Yeah, I'm surprised
Sorry.
it holds a charge.
Sorry. It's a 7.
Surprised it still
Oh
holds a
boy.
charge.
I don't. It definitely does to some extent.
Again, I'm surprised the battery life is still like
Yeah.
good.
No, I am too, honestly. Because I murder my phone's batteries.
Yeah, it is what it is. Um, Interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know. Fucking try it out.
I'll have to look.
See, do the uh do like a satellite view on something you know and see how like old it is.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'll have to look.
Like there has to be something in your area that you know within the past couple years has changed, so you can see like what it show, like what state it shows,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not
or
sure.
even like you should be able to even see your driveway, like what car you have in there.
Garage.
Oh, I guess the hope that you something was parked out, or even anyone you know that does like parks out there, like a neighbor or something like that, you could see the
True.
cars there.
True.
Assuming you have like a rough idea of like what your neighborhood cars are.
Mm, there's only a couple, and most of the other ones are
Oh,
in garages.
any trees you removed in your yard?
No. I mean, it would be like shed time trees that I would know. There's a couple things that I'm thinking of that you're mentioning. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like
Um,
maybe my roof I could tell
oh, that'd be a good one.
what state the shed is in if it's there kind of thing.
Yeah. Um, so so Bruno,
Nick.
I didn't want you to. I wanted it to be a surprise. I probably should have just like not not spoil tagged it, but I was like I didn't want you to start googling stuff because I don't know if you've heard of this thing before.
Okay. Can I unspoil it?
You
Can I
can
look?
unspoil it.
What the fuck? Okay. So
So
Nick in our podcast text for things when we want to remember things, you know. Nick wrote down and put a black bar over top of it that you have to click to get rid of. Poop pit.
I didn't want to spoil it.
All right.
So
My head went to septic system, but you can tell me whatever you want to tell me.
kinda, not really though. So
Oh,
you
right.
live in the boonies.
You have sewage. Yeah.
So you have a septic tank.
System. It might be I know it's more than just a tank, but
You at least
I
probably have a
think
tank.
I think I have a one tank and drainage field system. I don't think I have a two tank system.
You don't have an active system. It's like the multiple risers and stuff
I
that get
couldn't tell you
power.
for sure though.
Does yours
In
get power?
fact, probably, yeah.
Oh, okay. So like
It's probably a tank that well, maybe not.
they're the ones that don't have power. There's like an active system one that like actually has power, and you have like 3 risers in your yard. Like you would probably know if you have that.
Actually, fun fact, there are two septic systems on this land.
Oh,
Because there was one when my dad was living on the land in a trailer before the house was built. And then built a new one with the house.
like um, trying to
Yeah, I'm not
find
sure.
at least the one here. Yeah, they're some of the newer fancy ones like actually get like power like run to them, and then
Yeah.
they like I don't know if they move stuff or I don't know the whole science behind it, but like
Yeah,
power is
I
involved
think
versus
it's that's like a two tank system that stuff goes into one tank and then gets pumped to a second tank where I think then it might overflow
yeah.
into a runoff area or sand mound or something. I don't know.
You get yours pumped out ever?
Nope. That's one of them things that I just don't think about and hope that it's doing the best thing it can do.
Yep.
And I think,
Okay.
like, I know lots of people that have lots of problems with them. And I have not been one of those people. So I don't think about it too much. Or try not to, at least. You know.
That's a picture of like what I'm thinking of. Like again, there's like power in it, and there's like a pump. I don't know what's going on
Oh,
with it,
yeah.
but like
Yes. I think have become pretty complex things lately.
Yes. So, um,
So poop pit, talk to me.
poop it. So Madeline and I are we're getting the whole like actually redone basement, like probably like having a meeting to like put a deposit down to get our basement redone.
Okay.
So, um, one, I don't know if we're gonna have to go with the poop pit, but I wanted to bring it up as a topic because I didn't know if you ever heard of a poop pit. Um, so there's a old school, new school thing when people wanted to put basements in houses that had plumbing that didn't go below the slab was a grinder behind the toilet that grinded up the
Mm-hmm.
stuff and sent it
It,
out.
it's like a special toilet that pumps shit instead of gravity.
So everyone kind of hated that and it wasn't
That's
great.
that's what Eric's dumb toilet in the basement is.
Yes.
That's why
Yes.
it's on a pedestal.
Uh-huh. So that's old school.
Okay.
If you're gonna do new school now, you don't have a grinder and a toilet. You have a poop pit.
Mm.
So you call it a poop pit because that's what it is, but you know how you have a sump pump with like a French drain where the water comes in and you like pump the water out?
I don't, but yes, I know what you're talking about.
Well, I know you don't have one, but like that is a thing that's kind of common.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, they have a thing now where it's the same thing, but it's a poop pit,
Hmm.
and you get
That sounds shitty.
it's called you get an injector pump. Have you ever heard of that?
No, but it's probably the same thing that they put in the toilet, basically. The fancy pumping
Yeah, but
toilet
this one's a
things.
lot more high powered.
Yeah, I bet.
This I don't think this one grind. Like I think this one is just like a super like high fucking
Okay.
powered pump. So I'm trying to get you a good picture of
It sounds almost like it uses a Venturi effect. And it might. I don't know. I don't know enough.
um injector pump system. Here we go.
That sounds like the plumbing that I don't love doing.
Put image in new tab. Um
Jesus Christ.
so you got this in a French drain, typically it's open. This one's like sealed. So you don't have like gas vapors. You still have like a vent.
Yeah.
Um but you use the toilet and toilet just dumps into
It's just
this
it's a
bucket
trash pump.
and the pump can just like pick up solids and it fucking just sends them.
Ugh. Ooh. What kind of pump is that?
It's an ejector pump. It's a pump that like just is built to pick up shit and shoot it through at high velocity upwards to your sewage line.
That doesn't look fun. I don't like poop pit.
But there's no grinder.
I don't think I'm a fan of poop pit.
You don't like
I
poop it?
I recently bought a some people call them trash pumps, submersible pumps, whatever you want to call it. I bought one recently because I needed one.
I have one for my pool.
Um, I have one for my hot water heater because I'm supposed to yearly do a flush of it. So I'm gonna take it. It's got valves on it that you can put an inlet into each side, to the hot and cold side, so you can run water through it
I
in
might
like a
have a different
circle.
pump than you're thinking. I'm thinking of a different pump then.
And I'm gonna set this pump in a 5 gallon bucket and connect it to those with pipes, like
Maybe
with
it's the same
hoses.
pump I'm thinking
It's
of.
it's the same pump.
It's just
Yeah.
like you dip it in water and there's like an
Yep.
outlet on the top and it pushes it somewhere.
Yep.
Okay.
It's the same pump. I'm just gonna
Okay.
stick it in a bucket and plumb it to that fancy valve and circulate. I think I want to say it's vinegar through it
Makes sense.
to fix some of the buildups of this style of hot
Done.
water heater.
It's because probably your water's probably hard to begin with.
Yeah, it's not the
Yeah.
softest. Yeah,
I don't know why my local water here is just not hard. I don't know if they treat it. I don't know what they
I'm sure
do.
they do. Yeah.
But like to my house, but it's like where my parents live is public water, and like still like hard as shit there. Like whatever the
Hmm.
treatment they're doing here is specifically getting, or either like the water they're getting from here isn't hard to begin with for some reason, or
Yeah.
they're treating it specifically for hard water. But like I've had public water that was hard. That like I don't know why they maybe it was just too much to treat. I don't know, but like my water here is the first time I've ever lived without like really hard water. So I got that tinge of chlorine in it, and they're just delicious.
Um. Yeah. Here, I'll send a picture of the valves so you can see. They're fancy. They're
They
nice.
are fancy, brass.
They are brass. Yes. But it's got a shut off before the T,
Mm-hmm.
so your supply is, and your feed is before or after the that shut off, so you can isolate just the hot water heater and plumb garden hose to both sides.
That's sick.
That's like $150 worth of valves.
They seem like nice valves. That
Yeah, mine.
seem-
So the hot water heater I bought came with them actually, which is very
oh,
nice.
okay, yeah.
Most of them did not. I think I got one of the better. I got a Renai hot water heater, which I think is one of the better brands. It's a Japanese thing.
Hmm. Yeah, poop pit.
Poop pit. I don't have a poop pit.
No, that's the thing. So now,
I
yeah.
wouldn't
So
need a poop pit either.
oh yeah, because you're on a hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have drains
Uh,
in the basement and they go out. Like
yeah.
I don't. It's
I
not
don't
an
know if
issue.
we need that would he's I don't even 100% know if we're gonna need one because again it goes under the slab and where they might design our bathroom it might just make sense not to have one because it'll already be going under our slab that they could like
Yeah.
cut into um but that's a thing now like new homes if you're finishing like a new home and like like if the public is on like a street and it's higher than like the basement in that's what like they put into to new homes now
Yeah.
um it's like
I
a
mean,
super common thing.
even on a custom build, like with a septic system, I could see it being needed,
Yeah,
depending.
it's just eliminating the whole grinder thing. And then
Yeah.
like if you have to replace a pump, you just replace a pump. You don't replace like you don't have to like cleaned out why like Eric's like massive fucking turds he always tells us about is just like clog the grinder.
This his toilet's so fucking weird, man. It's got it's. I think it's a grinding toilet like that, so it's sitting up on like
Oh,
a
100% yeah.
pedestal.
I believe it.
But then above it, he has like HVAC ducting. So he's got like 4 feet of usable space at the toilet.
His the day he sent I vividly remember when he sent us the picture of his toilet and like oh I'm gonna hit my head when I hit the toilet. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like man, I'm all bent over. I can't sit up on the shitter. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then he sends us a picture. I'm like,
Yep.
what? This is where you're like talking to us from?
Yep.
Goddamn, Emmett's gonna fall off that thing and crack his skull open. Um, but yeah, I'm basement fix up.
Nice. Do you have
Fucking, he just like
any cool plans, or just make it nice?
we don't got money for cool plans.
Okay, that's fair. I was just
Like
curious if you had anything in the works.
no, we have like 44 bags of leveling agent. Both
Ooh, fun.
our floor is not level and
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of asbestos tile. A
Mm,
lot of asbestos tile.
mm, fun.
That like he's like, we're just gonna cover this up and no one's gonna know it exists.
Yeah, don't cut that. Don't breed this.
Man, I
Do
did
you
I ever tell
remember
you
the Blend Tech guy? Do you
Yeah.
know about that? Okay. I
Um.
just had one of those like, am I the only one that knows about this kind of thoughts?
Nope. You know, weirdly enough, I'm a super fan of asbestos. Like,
I've heard of it being a really cool material. Like
it
make a
is.
white shirt out of it and then throw it in the fire to clean it.
Yeah. That's a thing. You clean it.
Yeah,
Just super like I know it's like the fibers and shit, but like I like out of all the things, it's just like a fibrous material that we can harden up and make all this cool like it was like good like
yeah,
durable shit. Now when it
yeah.
broke was an issue, but like as a material
I
goes, it was like it's one of those things that you just like if it wasn't cancerous, it would be a perfect like it's a perfect material except it's just cancer. Like it's just straight cancerous.
it's more than cancerous too, actually. Because like I know somebody that worked with asbestos, and he's having some rough times now.
Yeah,
Like,
it because like affects your lung. It's like
yep, it's all
but like
it's not
in
great.
terms of like usefulness of material, it is just
Oh yeah,
crazy. Like
it's like a super material. It's crazy.
it really it's and I guess nowadays it's not all the time, but they have found how to purpose it in safer ways than they did in the past. Like some of the issue was we were using it, we weren't worried about its safety, but we found better ways to use it now. So like it's still in use in life, but it's just more like contained.
Yeah,
Figure where it
it
is
was very
at.
fireproof too. I think,
It's
which
completely
was one of
fireproof.
the things.
It like
Yeah,
it just doesn't like.
but like if you like, I think they used it in like plaster to do walls, and I'm
Oh yeah.
saying that you could isolate things because of how fire retardant it was. Like, I mean, that's what drywall does now. Like, drywall doesn't burn very easily, and it tries to protect things from each other.
Automotive. It's used a lot in
Oh,
the automotive for like brake lining pads and stuff.
oh yeah, it's like heat shield.
Yeah. I don't 100% know, but I think they might use it for some space related things for like heat shielding
Mm,
and like fire. Like again, it's
mm,
like stuff that like oh yeah, you're not going to be like huffing the outside of like rocket, like not rocket like things, but like heat shielding and stuff. You're not going to be going to like lick. But
yeah,
um, just a great material. Other than cancerous. Um, but that's yeah, we have a lot of that tile. Um, Mainly just like an open area with flat flooring and like a ceiling and some actual lighting. We just have a bunch of lamps in our basement right now.
hmm.
Um, oh, what else? Uh, we're getting rid of the bar.
Are you?
It's like it's not a super nice bar, and it takes up a large chunk of space for
It was a
something that's
pretty
not.
big bar, I think, wasn't it?
It's a big bar, and it's not a super nice bar. And the space could be better used as like open area and like a wet bar with like cabinets and stuff than
Yeah,
like a sit down where like it's just not. Maybe someone else would get use of it, but it really just eats up the space to want to do other stuff in it.
sure,
So,
understandable.
um, but yeah, that was my story about the handshake when the guy came to estimate the thing.
Mm,
And I don't want to repeat more of it here.
I figured.
So,
I figured it was related.
um, yeah, uh, it just hit me. I'm like, I'm sure I'm like, I'm sitting there. I'm just like laughing the one time. I'm sure Bruno's never heard of a bump before. Like, I'm just gonna like show him that he's gonna be weirded out by this. He's gonna be questioning how things work. He's gonna be like, you just have a pit with poop in it.
Yeah, I don't have poop pit technology. Don't need that around here.
Hey, you never know. Gravity might stop working.
I feel like I would have a lot more problems if gravity stopped working.
Maybe, maybe not. Who knows?
You know,
One of the houses I was
you're
gonna
onto
buy,
something.
I thought I was gonna get because you couldn't use certain loan types for it. Like I think you couldn't use like a VA loan or a first time home loan because technically the sewer system or the septic tank and the well were within. They were like 450 feet apart, where like new standards are like they had to be like 500 feet apart.
Okay.
That was like a thing. Didn't get that house, but like I don't know how far your systems are.
500 feet. That's pretty far.
I'm making
Yeah,
it.
I don't know.
I might be wrong on those numbers, but like I think they were like
Yeah,
they don't want your. Right, I think like the drain field and your well field shouldn't be like next to each other
yeah,
for obvious good reasons.
sure. Yeah, I don't. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't quite remember exactly where my septic shit is. I don't know the location of it.
Probably not where any of your stuff isn't growing.
What do you mean?
Like typically, you would assume your grass is like really growing there, 'cause the extra water always being dispersed
Oh,
out into the
brother,
field.
grass doesn't like to grow, but everything grows like crazy around me. I don't. It took goats years to empty out a place in my backyard, and it has reclaimed itself big time.
Ah, it might have been not 500 feet, 50 feet,
Okay, that sounds.
400,
There are
45
a
feet.
lot of plots in America that are not 500 feet wide.
I added a zero. My bad.
I
Um,
understand. I just.
but like feet are so small. Like
They are.
they like go
But I'm like thinking about where I am, and I am roughly 250 feet from the road. And that's a good ways from the road. And I'm halfway from your number. That's all what I was
okay.
thinking.
So like 50 feet, and they were like 45 feet away.
Okay. That's pretty close. No thank you. Don't give me
But
poop water. Keep your
the
poop
government
pit away from my well
poop pit's all self-contained,
until it's not.
sealed. I think you can put it even underneath stuff. Like you can put it underneath the flooring. Like they might have to
I
dig it up. You
believe
have
it.
to deal with it, but like,
Yeah.
or like a hatch type deal. But like, you can just cover the whole damn thing up.
Yeah.
You're just jealous of the pit.
Nope. Not jealous.
To be fair though, you just have a big old poop pit in your yard.
I do. Yeah.
Same difference,
My poop pit's bigger.
you know. You're just hoping it's out there all fine. That's a
Still flushes, still goes.
that's a
Water go
ticking
down.
poop time bomb.
You know,
For
I feel like
reference, you should get your grandparents' old house pumped out just to see the state theirs is in. To get a frame of reference how bad you that way if you uncover
see,
Pandora's box.
I think they've had it pumped before.
Oh, they've
I
had theirs pumped.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Um
Yeah,
I
okay.
know my aunt had some issues. I don't remember what those issues were though. I think she might have had one that's powered and had a pump go out. I'm not sure though.
Do you ever get the you're not a YouTube short guy.
Not so much. A little
Ah.
bit though.
There was a guy that was trending, like the algorithm blessed him for a while, and he was just like a guy that pumped out tanks in like southern Texas.
Mm, I
And
don't.
he had the crust buster, which was just like
I see some of this is familiar to me, but I'm not sure.
it was just like a big old drill that he'd like, oh, let me make a poop smoothie as he like fucking just did the
See,
auto.
like I've also watched a lot of agriculture content.
Yeah,
So I might have seen this same story unfold, but on a much bigger scale.
might have.
Like when people do liquid manure spreading
Oh yeah,
and in the slurry tank, they're
yeah.
doing this with like basically a boat motor that's run by a PTO shaft into a giant tank.
That's when you know something's serious. Is when PTO chefs get involved,
Yeah,
because those things just crank.
they do.
They don't stop. What type
They
of
don't
motor is a
like
boat
to.
motor?
Just a motor.
But like, how what, are they doing a shaft? Like, what? How do how? What are the
It's
mechanisms?
a
Like, are they
it's a shaft down to a gearbox that rotates it 90 degrees.
are boats like two stroke? Or are they like
Mostly four stroke. I'm sure
mostly four stroke?
there are two stroke motors, but
I
they're
just like
mostly
standard.
four stroke.
Okay,
There's
I
not
don't know enough.
much. The EPA
What?
does not like two stroke motors, especially in larger applications, because they are not as clean running.
Well, I was thinking like boat motors are smaller.
Some of them are. Like, I think under 5 horsepower, you can still get a two stroke boat motor.
Okay. So I was thinking like boat motor, not like yacht, but like your basic like fishing boat type, like not like
Some of
people are
them
sitting
are
there,
not as small as you're making it out to be, by the way, too.
but not as big. They're not like car engines.
They make V12 outboard engines
Okay. Why they have to
that
put two of
push
them on there?
two. I can find you pictures of boats with like 6 of them on them.
Well, yeah, but like again, you're thinking these are bigger
Pontoons
boats
with
than I'm thinking.
triples.
These are bigger boats than I'm thinking of in general.
Yeah, no, people get
I'm thinking
crazy with them
like
things.
southern boats where like some dude bought it off some dude who bought it off some dude who's like
That's probably like a 50 horsepower motor at most. Yeah,
okay.
but that's probably still four stroke.
Okay. Yeah.
Hell, I've got a really weird engine. You know my tornado in a bottle?
Yeah.
That's a four-stroke, two-stroke motor.
I remember something about this, but I don't remember what. You can use like
It's an
a mix.
engine that uses mixed fuel, but is a four-stroke motor. So it
Whatever.
doesn't
Take
contain its
oil.
own oil system,
Right.
but it runs on a four-stroke system.
That you just add a little bit of oil to the gas.
Yeah.
Weird.
The two-stroke and four-stroke, when like your car's four-stroke, obviously, but the difference is two-stroke. It the piston explodes, and then it pushes the gas out. And as it's pushing the gas out, then it's pulling air in, and it explodes again on the next time. That's why
It's
it's
much
called
more.
two-stroke,
Yeah.
because it's one. There's only like one stroke that is off power.
Whereas a
Four-stroke,
is
there's a lot more because it's pushing the gas out, bringing in air, cleaning it by flushing it out, and then on the next one, it's pulling in
pressing.
fresh air, compressing, and fuel. I think like
Yes.
all in one solution. So it's like
I was just thinking they were throwing like motorcycle engines on the back of like boats to like fucking rip.
no, they get. I think they get to a V formation with like more than 4 cylinders pretty quick.
Oh, okay. Till we get to the jet pushing. Or whatever remember the boat special for the Grand Tour where Jeremy had the special boat that wouldn't get like tangled up in the
Oh
weeds because
yeah,
it was like a jet propulsion?
yeah. That was a jet. That was an inboard jet boat. They make outboard jet motors too.
Oh, do
Like
they?
you can get what you would think of as a boat motor as a jet motor.
I didn't realize that was a thing.
Yeah, and it's for those kind of situations where you're worried about like shit getting tangled in your prop. Now, they're
Um,
probably not as low clearance as a normal motor, but it's still better. There's not a rotating prop for you to smack into things. So,
bang those to give those fish concussions.
yeah.
Um,
Wag 'em.
wham. See, I'm more knowledgeable about boat motors, even though I'll never own a boat.
There you go.
Did you guys ever own a boat?
I mean, technically, I own a boat right now.
Oh shit.
I have a kayak. My family has owned boats, yes. Not, I wouldn't say. I'm pretty sure my dad's had a boat at one point or another in his life, but I've never really had a family boat, no. in my immediate family. But like grandparents and uncles own boats.
I just assume you'd be like, oh yeah, we had a boat parked in our driveway for a whole year, 1 year because of XYZ.
No, not mine specifically.
Not yours specifically. Someone else's?
Well, like there's been a few boats. I know my uncle owns a boat right now and it's parked in his driveway. My other uncle now owns my grandfather's boat, but that's not a boat you put in the driveway.
Where do you put it?
Um, you take it to a marina and they crane it out and put it in on blocks.
That's a big boat.
It's a 42-foot Gary Davis.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
Fucking yacht?
No, it's a sport fishing boat, you know.
That's a yacht compared to your kayak.
It is, yeah. I could put my kayak sideways probably almost. I don't think the beam's that big.
I'm sorry, it's
I don't
not
think it's a 12-foot
I'm
beam.
sorry, it's not Kimi Räikkönen or like fucking whoever, like Lance Stroll's like mega yacht. That's like
Oh, that
42.
yacht's fucking. I think that's a 300-meter yacht or something
But
stupid.
by Pennsylvanian standards, a 42-foot boat seems pretty yachtish.
How big is Lawrence Stroll's yacht? You got a length guess?
I I feel like,
Give me it in meters. I got it.
to be honest with you, those things look like they're almost like a football field length.
I'll give you a hint. It is $282 million.
280 meters.
It's 97, but that's still batshit crazy
I don't know.
huge.
I was going a meter, $1 million per meter. I don't know. Like,
It's got a fucking swimming pool above the bar.
that's what I mean. Like, these are not small boat. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, you don't have that, but like, that's like,
No, yeah, I understand that it's a fancy ass boat that my family has had. Yes. That's stupid money though.
that's stupid money. Man, it's stupid money when you also think about it that they just don't like live that. Like, imagine having that, but it's just
Yeah,
like
that's
a
not their
thing you use
home.
it. It's like you thing you just use every once in a while.
That's like what people use as a camper.
Yeah.
That's a
Like you
normal
go to the
person's camper,
you go to an island and you don't want to stay at like some crummy resort. You stay at because your boat's worth more than their resort.
including the island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I've been on big boats.
Cruise ships?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I
I
get
was only gonna feel.
seasick on boats out in the ocean. Like that fishing boat that I'm talking about, I get seasick
Yeah,
on it.
I like
I don't know what it is, man.
cruise ships, is a different beast.
I don't think I would have an issue, but I've never been, so I can't tell you.
Oh man, I'm still waiting for her to pop up on one of my vacations.
I I could honestly see it happening.
But
It
I'll
could
post
happen.
it again. I'll just post it again just to get in his brain. I'd be like, oh, I'll do that. The funny thing is, I think if I ever ran into her in the wild, he would like be like, "Hey, sup," and then he'd just like walk away,
No, absolutely, yeah.
and I'd be like,
He'd try and introduce himself to Madeline as Sebastian.
"Her, you're not gonna say?" Like, ah, nah, I'm good. And then he'd like walk away and be like, I'd be texting in Discord like, I just saw her. He said hi to me and he walked away, but we're on the same ship in the middle of the fucking Atlantic. Like what? And he's like, ah,
Yeah,
got stuff to do, places. Be like, you're on a fucking boat with me. Um,
you can't escape, bitch.
track him down. Uh, what else? Oh, so I've said this before. I don't like the Midwest. I would go absolutely goddamn stir crazy, staring off into nothingness
Yeah,
all the fucking time.
you think?
Yes. It's unnerving.
Hmm.
Like you look off in the distance and you see nothing but like sky and maybe some trees. Um,
Have not been to the Midwest, so cannot confirm nor deny.
I drove 2,000 miles last week.
Chewy. That's
I'm
like
what?
that's a third of the miles I've put on my truck.
Yeah. So what for you? I know you don't hate driving, but like, what is like the longest trip that you like? By the end of it, you're like saying another 20 minutes would have really fucking just sent me over the edge. What is the longest that like you can not in one go, like no stops, but like you wake up in the morning, say, "Hey, I have to get to this place. It's X hours
So
away, and it's about my limit of what I want to drive in a day before I like mentally just like am fully just over it."
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't hit it. So my grandparents used to have a house in Delaware. That was a 3 hour drive, and I did that like many times a year.
Yes.
No issue.
Yeah.
Um, my longer drives have been the trips with the boys, like 5, 6 hours. I've done one out to like Pittsburgh area. I did that basically nonstop. I don't think I really even stopped for that. I don't know. I don't think I have an upper limit that I know of yet.
Okay.
So I'm saying I'm fine with 5 hours, 5, 6. I've been on longer trips, but that was when I was very young as a family, so I don't even consider that to be because I don't remember it enough to remember the pain.
Mine is like 9.5 is like where I'm maxing out. Like if
Okay.
I if I'm 9.5 and I have to go that full 10, that last like nine that the half an hour between 9.5 to like 10, that last half an hour is fucking just murder.
Yeah. Honestly, I I hate driving on the turnpike. Like just the boredom of sitting in a goddamn lane forever is what gets to me.
I'll Turnpike driving without adaptive cruise control is awful. With adaptive cruise control is like the best thing ever in my life.
Fun fact, I have never used adaptive cruise control.
You have it?
No,
Oh,
it was an option, but I don't have it.
it's slick. I only ever have it on my rentals. My next car, I won't look at a car that doesn't have it if I'm buying a car in like 2026.
It was an option for my truck, but it was I was researching all those kind of things, and apparently, first off, it's a dog shit sensor that comes in the Jeeps. And second off, it makes windshields stupid expensive to replace. And with a vehicle like that with such a vertical windshield, you need to replace windshields somewhat often. So when I was looking for them, it was not a must-have feature for me, kind of
No, that's
thing.
fair.
And
I
I heard
I'm
that like a lot of people have false warning sensors, like false positives on the collision detection, and it's slamming on the brakes a lot for people.
Can be a
It
thing, yeah.
might also have to do with the vertical windshield
Yeah.
and
So
possibly the droves of bugs that my windshield goes through.
yeah,
I now have windshield cleaner and paper towels in my truck so
all the
that I
time.
can clean my windshield. I just did it the
Uh,
other day.
so my go-to is like on the turnpike where it's like 70. I set my cruise control at like 78, like
Yep.
79-ish.
Yep.
Um, I do adaptive cruise control. I
And to anyone
typically
listening, if you don't do that, you're getting run off the road basically.
yeah.
Like that's the required speed.
I do I do adaptive cruise control on the medium setting.
Okay.
So it doesn't let me
The
ride
follow
someone.
distance. Yeah.
Yeah, like follow distance. I set that to the medium setting. And then when I hit to someone, like once I feel the slowdown and I hit to someone, that's my hint of like go over lanes. It accelerates back to the thing as long
Hmm.
as no one's in front of me.
Oh,
Or
the
if
idea
like
of the system sounds great.
it makes it so much better when you don't have to like constantly, because that's the whole part of the annoying part is like that one lane where you're
It's
either
the
trying to ride the
throttle
other lane.
modulation. It's
Yeah.
the I need to go 76 now instead of 78
My
or
my hit
whatever.
is once I feel that like stopping to slow me down to like 75, I'm like, oh, flick over, back up to
Yeah.
79. I have enough speed to pass them. Go back over. I hit down, and then like those times you randomly like you're like hopscotch or like leapfrogging like trucks and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and you get caught behind the truck, and like the person behind you is finally coming and leapfrogging, but they have to leapfrog you and the truck, and you're like waiting
Mm.
for them to get past. Then you're just sitting there waiting. You don't have to like keep slowing down because you're doing it for you, and then you're like, oh fuck,
Oh
back
yeah.
over. That's great. Yeah, but 9.5 hours. I 9.5 hours, and I'm like done. Again, anything longer than that, I'm just like hit that wall of like I just really don't want to do this.
Yeah, I haven't really been. I've been on a 10-hour drive before, but I don't remember enough of it to tell you anything.
Gotcha.
I was a
Uh,
child going to
no, no.
Maine.
Yeah, that's where that's one of my 10 hours.
10-hour bus I was on before.
Different.
It's absolutely different, but I don't remember it being an issue for me. Like I wasn't getting the
It,
stir crazy feeling, but that's
no, that's
very
me like
different.
active like being a driver.
Yeah, no, I know.
Um,
My first car, I did not even have cruise control. That
my cruise
sucked.
control I couldn't set under 45. You couldn't
Yeah,
use it other than highway.
I think my truck was like that.
It was like highway or nothing, and we couldn't do like a back road or like a 2 lane like
Yeah,
PA like back road type thing. Um, no,
I don't. I feel like I don't use cruise control much because I don't go on long highway drives much.
and that's fair. That's tends to be like a lot of stuff I do at times.
Yeah, but if I'm like buckling in for, I've got 20 miles on this highway, absolutely cruise control. Yeah,
Oh, what was? Oh, okay. So, um, in terms of cruising and driving and stuff, like, uh, Madeline and I fly from here to Florida to sometimes cruise out of Florida. And that's like a thing, but you don't want to miss your cruise because the cruise leaves without you.
yeah,
So, the day that like CrowdStrike had its outage and all the like airports went down, not all, but like some of the major airlines went down, and
when the
like
world shut down for a day.
yeah, and you couldn't get flights. I
Yeah.
looked at Matt and be like, if that would have happened, like, because it happened this year, I'm like, if that would happen near or around like fucking us going to
Oh God.
Florida, I'm like, if I'm sitting there and like our flight is like, I don't believe like they're gonna like pick stuff up and like we're gonna get on a flight and we're like, we would be getting a rental car and being like there'd be a cutoff I have of like if our flight isn't leaving by X time of like
Yeah.
okay, so let me put it.
No,
So let me do
I'm with because don't didn't you arrive like a day early on the last one?
typically do. So let's do
Yeah.
directions from here.
It's like
I'm
a
just curious of
22-hour drive, I think.
I'm trying to get like exact
Yeah.
uh or rough exact. Let me just do uh this is close enough. So from my house to like roughly the hotel that we'd be staying at, 18 hours.
Yeah. That's
No
a lot.
stops.
Yeah. No, I'm yeah.
So,
Hell, if I can get you a stop in a 4-hour drive up to the Finger Lakes, I can get you a free lunch stop on the way to the Finger Lakes. You can get there in 18 hours still.
okay. But I have to go through I'm gonna lose so much time going through DC Baltimore to start.
Hey, I lost
Uh,
time when we got off the highway when we shouldn't have.
we did.
I still got
But
you there on time with our Wendy's stop.
oh shit, wait, would this take me? Would this take me? Where does it? Oh, I hate this view. No. Oh, it would take me within like an hour of Eric's house. So it would have me go down 81 for a lot of it.
I don't think that's an hour. I think that's like 5 minutes.
No, 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 no. It doesn't go through. Like I
Oh,
veer
okay,
off
okay,
maybe an hour off 81, like an hour before
okay.
Eric's house, and 10 like
Because I think he could like throw a
yes,
baseball and hit 81.
yes. I don't know if this will copy right if I paste this. So I told Matt, I'm like, if this happened and I'm doing the math of it says 18 hours 11 minutes. I would add like 3 hours of like, hey, we need to be I want my arrival time to be 3 hours padded to this. So you're talking about like 21 hours. So you're like, if we're talking about like 21 hours, if we're not on that boarding that plane within 21 hours, we're hitting an Enterprise and like I'm doing 9 hours. I'm going to sleep. You're doing like 4 or 5 hours while I'm passed out,
Yeah.
like waking up. You've done
Shift drive change, you know?
like just constant. That engine is like hurting. There's a sick part of me that just wants to say I did the drive to say I did it, but I really don't want to say I've done
I
it.
know a lot of people who have done
Oh, they
that
do the
have
drive,
driven to Florida.
but that's like
Like,
on a their schedule type thing,
oh,
not
I
on a
I understand. Yeah.
not
No,
not like
I
the
got
first
you.
12 hours probably being like white knuckling, like oh fuck, we need to get like
Yeah.
seeing that like construction sign, be like nah.
Like my cousin, so my aunt that lives next to me, her daughter, my cousin, worked for Disney for in their college program or whatever the fuck it was called. So, I've heard many stories of going to Disney from people around me. And that was always driving. So,
God, it would feel so fucking good. Like you're like you having to do that trip and like you finally hit like the Florida border and you're still far away, but you at least like know you're in the right
you're
state.
in the right state. Yeah.
Yeah, hope my flight. You know, my not my fear, but like this year is like holiday travel, so that's my not fear.
Yeah. You know,
Um,
it'll all work out. It'll be fine.
18 hours. That's a lot. That's all the big booty mixes basically.
Some might say 18 of them.
Well, because you'd skip like 1 through 5 at
Yeah, but that's
least.
still a lot of them left.
It's 20 of them left.
Yeah.
Um, uh, uh, I just noticed you changed your ear cuffs.
Nope.
I thought you had the Galaxy ones on for a while.
No, that was last headset. They don't
You
fit
didn't have them
these.
on this time set?
Nope.
I swear you had the purple ones on recently.
Nope.
I swear those have been. Did you use that
Nope.
headset somewhat recently for any
Nope.
reason?
Haven't touched it. I don't know why I still have it.
I swear I thought I remember you having that on one of these podcasts.
Nope.
Do you switch your ear
Was me.
cuffs regularly then?
I do. I have not switched these yet. I do not have a new set for these. I want to get
You
one
don't.
though.
Oh, you didn't have it. How long
Also,
have
I
you
don't
had
know what
that
I'm gonna do
headset?
about these. I don't remember. I think I bought this for myself. I don't think this was a gift. Sennheiser. Shit, I don't know how to spell.
Have you had them for that long?
January. January
Huh.
2nd, I ordered them. So I think I bought them for myself after Christmas.
Huh.
But
Bad
yeah,
memory then.
I don't know what I'm gonna do because so I always used to wash my other ear cups. Like I had
Hmm.
multiples of them and had them in like a
Uh,
rotation.
yeah, it was like a couple months and you would change them.
Um, these ones have like a plastic backing.
Oh, not really washable.
So I don't know what I'm gonna do with these. Yeah, it's like a quarter turn and off kind of thing. They're
Think
nice to take
over
on and off, but
yeah, I think over Christmas I'm gonna switch over to the new headset.
yeah.
That Audio Technica one with the AT2020 mic and the
I gotta look at that again. I'm curious what it. Oh, I
uh,
click Canada. That's fine. Ooh,
the headphones, and then you want uh
broadcasts.
broadcast.
Is it the?
Oh no, it
Oh
might be under
boy.
streaming. Oh no, it's the ATH M50 SDX stream set.
Oh, that one.
I believe that one's
I've
it.
I've heard a lot of good things from people about the M50s. Like a lot of, even in our Discord, a lot of people have M50s.
M50,
So
they basically
they
took the
took them and
M50.
put a good mic on them.
They claim it's the same quality as your AT2020.
That's impressive, if true.
Or with the clarity of the iconic
The iconic
20
20
series,
series. So yeah, I think
which I
this is
assume
the
is
low
your.
end 20 series.
I,
Because there's a 2035, I know that, and I think
oh,
there
okay, is
might be
there?
even higher too.
When I saw 20 series, I thought that was like include. I thought that include was basically covering the mics you guys have.
Yeah, but I'm saying I think we have the low end of it.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So it was like I think like they said like they had the boom mic people liked and they had the headphones people liked and they just
Yeah.
tried to glue them together into one.
Oh yeah.
And I think I'm just going USB.
I don't blame you. 20. They make a 2040 as well as a 2020.
Um.
I think they used to make a 2035.
Also, I'm really excited because I think the 50s have a ton of ear pad options, which I
Yeah, they
currently
do.
don't have right now.
They do for sure.
So
I think mine's a pretty standard size in the Sennheiser world, so that's okay.
also flip to mute. I'm really excited for flip to mute.
I've had it before. It's good.
It's one of those things where like I don't. It's like one of those like talk to Madeline type thing where I don't like need a Discord mute because I'm still here or I'm not like trying to
Yeah.
like signal them out, but like I can just easily be like,
Yeah.
you know,
No. I know. I'm with you.
because my up now is like when I'm sitting here and listening to like a Northern Line video and I'm no Burrius doesn't want me to if I like land my head the wrong way and I get near my mic, I don't want him being like the fuck's he snoring. I I just put it up right now so that way I never get close to it. Um,
Trying to think. I might be in the market for a new mouse soon.
don't do it.
I feel like I'm wearing my mouse out big time.
Don't do it. It's gonna be
Why?
sad for so many months.
Just having a different mouse.
Yeah.
I know. But I think my mouse is hurting.
I'm finally set that like I'm gonna do non-Razer keyboard for my next keyboard.
Yeah?
But you know why I love the Razer keyboards the most?
Why?
Was because when I first got one and we were playing a lot of games like Terraria and stuff where they had the automatic like LEDs for those games where
Oh,
like
yeah.
the lights were adaptive to the game
Mm-hmm.
and I was in a
I think
biome and it would turn.
I think I got some of that stuff on my keyboard too.
Do you?
Yeah.
When we were in like in the dungeon biome and it went red, or when you went into like a
Yeah.
different like the sky biome and it turned like
Or
little like
and like your heal button was on a light with the
it'd be
cooldown.
flashing when you were like
Yep.
low and you just like oh hit heal.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you for some reason in my brain that just like cemented me of like I need this keyboard for like the dumb stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I
But they don't make any ones that don't have the exposed keycaps type that look that I hate. So it's
yeah.
time for me to move on.
Good luck. Have fun.
I'm not.
Have
Not
Dip make you a keyboard.
not until this thing falls off the face of the earth. I'm not doing it.
Man.
I hate switching my keyboard and my mouse. They're so good. They're comfy. I keep them in decent shape, unlike Eric.
I try to too, but I like the the rubberized texturing on the side of the mouse.
Is your mouse
It
wireless?
yes. It used to be a uniform, it's like a almost like a knurling kind of pattern, but it's triangles. I have completely worn it down to smooth where my hand rests on it.
Well,
And
you'll be
like
fine.
there's a I get side on the scroll. The scroll has side clicks,
Yeah.
and pushing my scroll wheel to the right is a middle click for me, just because I wanted it to be. Apparently I middle click a lot, and I think I have worn that switch out because it sometimes doesn't work right.
Well, good luck on your journey.
Yeah, we'll see.
So you get the same one.
It's very possible. I do like this mouse a lot. I
The
think they've
dumb
come out
deci-
with a new one though.
the dumb decisions we made at life that are impactful so hard that we don't want to ever switch.
My mice have been vastly different, every one of them.
Have they?
Yeah. I
I
had
no.
I had a rat first, and then I had a Corsair mouse, and now I have a Logitech mouse. I've been jumping all over the place.
I've been basically using my same mouse my entire life.
I can't remember the exact name. I think it was like a Rockhat Rat 7 or something that I had first. It was this stupid looking thing. I don't know what I was thinking.
I've had different
Yeah,
different
different
version
of that.
different of that.
Yeah.
Like you would, I would probably not try. I would absolutely hate my life. So,
I've been bouncing all over the place. So,
well, little long for our normal thing, but we had a week off, so it was bound to happen. I didn't even realize we hit an hour and 12 already.
yeah, it's been that way.
But you know what that means.
That's all we have time for.
This week's episode of Thursdays Are the Best Days podcast. Thanks for listening and goodbye.
See you later.